Holy moly, this thing is heavy. This is the Be Quiet Pure Power 13M. 13M is the latest series, as far as I understand. The latest series of from Be Quiet, 750 watt version. They have a variety of wattages, 550, 650, 750, etc. It's very heavy, heavier on this end. Let's open it up. Adjustments. Same PCB for 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1000 watt. Almost looks like an add-in board. They really like to design this. Very professional. Little heat sinks. Interestingly, they still use a 2-pin fan, just like the others. However, it's obviously variable speed and part-time off. Look at this stuff. This is heavy. Fan control. I suspect, as you do as well, the power factor will be perfect. The efficiency will be great. And it will be most interesting to look at the Inrush current, because according to Hardware Busters, the Inrush current for the 550 watt version is 35.93. 650 watt goes down to 25.68, and then 750 watt shoots back up to 71.5. So this is interesting, and so this is the version that I have. And also, because it has active power factor correction, I read that tends to increase Inrush current, and so we'll see how this works out compared to the around 14.5 of the Newegg Rosewell 400 watt power supply. Only 6 amps, you say, huh? That's half. Okay, so this unit has one in terms of heft, the mass of it. The startup current is less than half of the Rosewell. Somehow, wins there. Let's look at efficiency. The Rosewell was settled around 320 watts. The Pentium 3 era power supply around 330 watts. What will this be? 300? 295? Crazy. Let's turn on. $360. Power factor's good. 0.99 power factor. I swear the fan is plugged in. It just doesn't feel like turning it on. It's settling in at 340 watts, which is, I believe, about 20 watts more than the Rosewell power supply. 12 volt rail is 12.26 under load. Very, very healthy versus 11.55 for the Newegg. Let's now look at power. This might be lying to us. Let's now look at the clamp meter to see the amps, the live amps. Apparently it's 23.1 degrees Celsius in here. The input voltage is about 115, about 113 under load. And yeah, 116 unloaded, and 115 loaded, 3.11. So 115 times 3 is 345, 350. Going down. Let's compare with the amps rating on 3.15 amps, 3.08. Because the voltage on the 12-volt rail is higher, my apparatus is consuming more power. So we can't just do apples to apples comparison here. Okay, this power supply is nuts. According to the specs, according to Hardware Busters, it's about 91% efficient. So 338, that means about 310, 315 watts of load. This zip tie hasn't moved at all in 15 minutes. This, in the bottom of this, is just warm. It's not even hot. That's how efficient this is. It's almost 100% efficient. Perfect power factor. Half the inrush current of the Newegg unit. What's more to like? Now let's look at voltage unloaded to see how it's different. How much higher is 12 volt unloaded? Oh, we got 110. We got one hot spot. That's right next to a capacitor. 110, 114, 116. Okay. It's actually slightly lower at no load. It was 12.2 something. This of course reads 12.3 because it reads high. The Newegg unit was 200 something milliseconds. This is 140 uptime. No load power consumption, 7 watts. Now, one thing I noticed is when you cut power, the 12 volt rail lingers for some time. It doesn't quench. I would think at some point it would cut power rather than let it just lower and lower and drain the capacitor. But it does have significant capacitance, you can tell, for little power dips, brownouts. Whereas other power supplies, the computer would probably restart. This would keep going. Well, there you have it. What's not to like about this? I can't name one negative. And I measured the temperature under the unit. It was also about 95 degrees. It just didn't get hot. It's a passive power supply at 300 watts. Perfect. I think I will use this on my future builds. As for the Inrush discrepancy, 70 something amps versus 6 I measured, it is complicated. It requires very high polling rate. Differing equipment will probably give very different results, obviously, as seen here. So I guess you would just compare it, same equipment, same, Newegg to this one. But it seems to be very good. One thing I could test is to test the inrush current of one of these, as if the power was lost and turned on again, and then multiply that by 20 versus this by 5, which would be 30 amps on one circuit, to see which is more, to see if it would possibly be any issue. But I don't know. I don't anticipate any problems.